Hey, what's up, boys? Good morning. Oh, fuck. I want to talk about the epidemic of loneliness for a little bit. There's a lot of self-centeredness and social disconnect going on. And I want to kind of rationalize with it in this video, so let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about interdependency. As social beings, we rely on each other for development. This has always been the case, even as cavemen and shit. It's the reason why this infrastructure around us is still standing. All these different systems will not be able to exist without interdependency. We wouldn't be able to make so many strides in development and research and, all of the above without depending on one another. However, for interdependency to work on a large scale, people are kind of fundamentally built to constantly evaluate one another subconsciously. Sometimes similar to a cost-benefit analysis, which shame people who are able but do not provide value, and praise competence, kindness, and altruism because we stand to benefit from someone with those traits. And because of this, relationships can seem to be very transactional and utilitarian, and for a long time, I didn't want to be restricted by this. I didn't want to be afraid of doing things just because other people would frown upon it. I was afraid that not doing bad things was because other people would disapprove of it rather than it being my own virtue and my own desire to provide value for other people. And this gives relationships kind of an objective meaninglessness. It's kind of sad. It's like, people only get to know each other if they're useful enough. It's like, it's inauthentic, it's ingenuous. If everything is just transactional and utilitarian, then where's the magic of love, right? And I think this objective meaninglessness combined with technology and the fear of rejection creates a lot of gaps in cohesion between people. Of course, that's not the only factors, but these factors are definitely strong pillars. For the most of us, the only time we really shared a community we valued in our lives was in school. Outside of that, we kind of float around as individuals. We only care about our own past and future. And then we look at social media. It's the most prevalent medium of connection between us, right? The youth. And an occupation once considered as an important role is now something that we can look online and see thousands of other people doing the same fucking thing and doing it better and getting more appreciation for it. So it's almost like in the past, we would be part of a village and we would play a significant role if we were a farmer or we did anything really, because the amount of people are just so little. We would play a significant role. There wouldn't be an infinite amount of competition. We are appreciated for what we do. We serve an important purpose and we provide value to other people and we are needed. And now we're kind of only needed by ourselves and our parents. Since we're on social media, it almost seems like the role we play in our everyday lives is negligible. Let's say we're a doctor and we think we're a really good one. And then we open social media and realize that we have 100 followers. Whereas like some random doctor who's makes videos that are less than 60 seconds long, they earn way more money than us and they are way more appreciated than us. They feel like they're making a bigger difference than us. And we feel like they are making a bigger difference than us. And so many factors out of our control play into how many followers somebody has. Like somebody can make absolute dog water content and just look good and bro will do fine. Since our role in society is almost fucking invisible and we're always encouraged to fight for ourselves, our own future, don't trust anybody, become self-sustainable, and don't give to other people because you'll be disappointed. Our role in providing value to other people is gone for the most part, and young people are demoralized. So many of us lose direction, purpose, our sense of belonging. It's almost like our importance in society is defined by the numbers we see on a screen, because otherwise what we're doing is not considered important. If one was not seen doing something, it didn't happen. Like, sometimes I fall prey to the stupid pressure of, I kind of have to post this on social media now because I'm doing something cool and I want people to know that I'm leading an interesting life, and I hate that. It's always encouraged like, do this for yourself, do that for yourself. And people almost paint relying on other people to be the biggest mistake in the world. Without relying on one another, this infrastructure we see around us will not function. And yet that's what we are encouraging nowadays. Everybody is fighting to become the most successful, the most attractive, so that they can mog and absolutely wipe out their competition and be in a position of power where nobody can touch them. That's the common consensus. That's the goal for most of us, for many of the youth. Right? And I think all of these factors contribute to an epidemic of crippling loneliness among us, and it's rarely discussed in my society. Young people don't know what the fuck to do with their lives and their time, since their biological needs are already taken care of. We have food, water, a shelter. There's fucking safety nets all over the place. We can fall through 65 safety nets and we'll still be fine. We have government welfare. We'll survive. When it comes to it, worst is we'll work a shitty job and live in a weird, dirty and smelly place, but we'll be alive. It's like, sure, there's risk, but the risk isn't that risky, fundamentally. Of course, these safety nets I'm talking about is more relevant to first world countries. There are plenty of countries that are fucking suffering, and they don't have the privilege that we do. But yeah, I'm talking about a different issue here. We don't have to have excess pity for random people that are outside of the context. I believe the beauty, complexity and warmth we are looking for are in relationships. That's why I'm so big on it. I really want to encourage people to trust in other people, rely on each other, and build up like a wonderful community again. Everybody looks down on their phone in public transport, and everybody looks miserable. And I can't help but imagine everybody feels remarkably empty. So many people withdraw to themselves because they feel safer in shallow relationships and connecting with strangers through their devices. There's so much social anxiety now. Or even if somebody seems extroverted, there's always like this layer of inauthenticity that they put up to make themselves appear as useful and powerful as possible. And people are afraid to rely on one another. People are afraid to admit that they want each other's company. Of course, those aren't terrible things, At least they're still interacting with people, and that's probably like a facet of their personality. It's pretty cool, actually. It's fine. But I'm just saying, it's just observation that people are habitually more and more socially disconnected. Yeah, I want to be able to encourage young people to invest in relationships and trust others and not just withdraw as much as they can. Yeah, we gotta let go of our resentment and allow ourselves to love and be loved type beat. I think we all long for a place amongst others where we feel important and are inclined to provide value. Essentially that's all we really kind of desire. And in order for this to happen, we can't just persuade people with words. People need to want change, need change. People need systems in place, time and patience and reason. I think as more and more people begin to notice the alarming disconnect between one another, that's where things can begin to blossom. Everybody's communicating online, but everybody's lonely. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about this whole thing because I had a chance to reflect on it lately. Well, let's trust in people. Don't lie to ourselves that relationships aren't worth pursuing just because we've been hurt. Let's be honest here. It's everything to me. It's everything to us, in my opinion. It's all we care about. Alfred Adler says that all problems are interpersonal relationship problems. To feel lonely, other people would have to exist. Other people assign value to things. Everything we do in the imagination of how other people would react to it or how other people would receive it. It's just part of the game. Even when we consume art alone, like even when we watch a show, we play music, we write a book, read a book, it's all a medium of expression and it's connecting to another person in a special way. So at the end of it all, every path we take, it all leads back to relationships. It's the most beautiful thing. Alright, so don't act like you're gonna withdraw from it for the rest of your life because it isn't worth pursuing. You shouldn't do things for others. You should only do things for yourself, for myself. In my opinion, that's just a lie that it's curated by heartbreak and anger and hatred and bitterness. If you're gonna go back to relationships anyway, let's just have it now, right? Let's just realize it's amazing now. And you don't have to feel in pain in order to make progress. Worry and being pissed off isn't directly proportional to success and performance, as much as we like to think it is. We only reason with things when the outcome has happened. Anyway, thanks for watching. I love you. Good luck. Cepat. Alright, bye bye.